What is going on YouTube? Welcome to Oliver Anton TV. It is Oliver Anton here. Today I'm going to be introducing you guys to the new upgrades in FL Studio ZGame Editor Visualizer. Now, I didn't actually even know about this plugin until about a week ago, and I am so glad that I found out about it because it's going to make my videos for my tracks so much more interesting, and that's what I want to go over on this video. I want to teach you guys how you can use the plugin to make your tracks and the videos for your tracks, a lot more interesting because, as a producer or as a musician or as anything really, part of the entire process is to gain subscribers or followers, and, the visualization or the visual effects behind your track can really market yourself as well. So the first thing I want to introduce you guys to is these two websites called Unsplash.com and Logo Maker. So if we go to the browser here, we have Unsplash.com. Now this is a website that allows you to download, HD images in without any copyright issues. Nevertheless, if the name of the photographer is given, for example here, John Towner, for this rooster or chicken or whatever, you're gonna have to give credit to the photographer, obviously. But nevertheless, you don't have to pay or anything like that. And there are a ton of photos you can put, search for a theme, for example, city or something. Then a ton of city photos come up. Now I've already downloaded a photo for the sake of this tutorial, so I won't be doing that again, but just to give you guys an idea. So you can also go to Logo Maker here. So if I go back to the home page here, basically Logo Maker is sort of the same idea as Unsplash. It's just a ton of people who updated or uploaded their logos that can be used for free. Nevertheless, also if the designer or producer of the logo has its name given there, then also you want to give credit to the producer. But once again, you don't have to pay or anything like that. You can also search for themes in the search engine bar here. So for example, not search engine bar, sorry, the search bar. So for example, if you put space, then a ton of logos related to space come up. And I've also already downloaded a logo for the sake of the tutorial, so I won't be doing that again. So let's go to FL Studio here. So now we can actually jump into the ZGame video editor visualizer. Now there are a ton of different presets and effects that you can use, so I won't be going through every single one of them, but I'm going to be going over the ones that I've been using lately that are my favorites after experimenting a little bit with this plugin. So first of all, you can use the ZGame editor visualizer in your FLP file, as I am here, or you can if you want to master your track and everything first, you can bring that master track into FL Studio again and upload the ZGame editor into your master track as well. So let's just go to the mixer here, go to the master track, and for slot 1 I'm going to be giving it the ZGame editor visualizer. Sorry about that, I had to pause quickly, was disturbed by my cat. So anyways, you want to give it the ZGame editor visualizer. You go to the arrow here, you select the detach so it fits more into your screen. Now my screen's pretty small, so apologies if you can't really see everything. I'm going to decrease the actual visualizer display page here, and this as well. So the first thing that I like to do is go to the add content tab. Now this is where you want to add your pictures, your text, or HTML meshes, video cue points, and all that kind of stuff. Now I haven't really experimented with the HTML meshes and video cue points. Nevertheless, I have with the images and text. So the first thing I like to do is add pictures. So you have the pictures already provided by FL Studio here, but I'm going to be using the one I have from Unsplash.com. So I have this city picture here. Now the Unsplash.com pictures might not be 1920 times 1080 in dimension. So what we want to do is bring that to Photoshop or any other photo editing software and resize the images. So I'm also going to be adding the logo I chose from Logo Maker. So once those are added, they should pop up on this screen here. Now you want to go back to your main here, and the first thing I do is under the A section, what I do is add an image. Now once you add an image, you should notice that this sort of preset already pops up on the visualizer page. Now to change that image source, what you want to do is go to image source here and select your background image. So for me, it's city. So now you can see that it's changed the background image. Now it seems pretty small. Now, obviously, it's pretty evident that to increase the size, you increase the size knob. So there we go. Now the size is increased. Now my picture isn't 1920 times 1080 because I didn't, take the time and go and resize the image. Nevertheless, you want to make sure that you do if you want to have, full screen pictures on YouTube, for example. So next, what you want to do is, if you want to add your logo, or I'll go over text after, but to add your logo, you want to go and click the plus tab here and, insert another image. But nevertheless, this time for the image source, what you want to do is select your logo instead of the city. And you can also control the size of it by adjusting the size tab. You can also change its positioning, its width, its height, and its color by adjusting the saturation tab, and its visibility by adjusting the alpha tab. I'm going to leave it in the middle as it is, and the size as it is for now. Now this is where, the cool effects sort of come in. So the first thing I like to do is add, for the C tab, I like to add the vignette, which is under the post-process section. So vignette. And then you can play around with these, create something that matches your preference, obviously. Now you can control the radius. I'm going to bring it, the outer radius, I'm going to increase it. The inner radius, I'm going to decrease a little bit here. And then next, what I like to do is add this polar effect under peak effects. Now what this does is it creates a circle around, or your logo in this case, or in the center of your image. And every time you play your song, these polar effects sort of react to the sounds in your song, as you're going to notice when I play my song. Let me just adjust these effects here a little bit. So alpha for visibility, once again, hue, saturation for changing the color, I'm going to leave it white, lightness for visibility as well, radius to increase the size of your circle, positioning to position it horizontally, and position Y for vertically. And you can control the amount of bands you want in your effect. You can control the polarity, you can control the threshold, and all the magnitude and stuff. I'm actually going to decrease the magnitude a little bit. So now, for example, when I play my song here, you're going to notice that it's going to react to these sounds in my song. I'll put it to a bit more of an interesting section in my song. So that already, compared to just a still screen, makes the song more attractive and the video more attractive to your listeners. Nevertheless, there are still a lot more cool things you can add. For example, I like to add the audio shake effect. Now for this, basically, it's going to make your background react to the sounds in your song. So if you increase the amount, you're going to notice that, for example, or let me just do the let me just let the song and video do the explaining itself here. So yeah, you can see the images reacting to the song in the background. Now I also like to add, I like to add the blooming effect. Sometimes gives it a bit more of a vibrant type effect, I guess. You can control these by adjusting the dilation, the iterations, the bloom, hue, and all that kind of stuff. Flicker, you can add some flicker to your image, the bloom level, and yeah, I won't be using this for this specific song. Nevertheless, just to give you guys an idea that you could use that. I like using the feed me effect as a little bit more blur, this sort of cool type blur to your background. So those are are some of the effects I like using. Now what I'm going to do here is just close everything, go to the mixer and open it up again. Now one thing I like doing as well is just adding text instead of a logo. So for example, now if we go to add content here, add pictures, I'll add the city again. And if we go to text here and type, for example, I'll type Coty Find Yourself because that's the name of the song that I'm producing at the moment. Well, have produced actually already. It's on my YouTube channel. If you want to listen to it, I'll link it in the description below as well. So if you type your text there. So I typed Coty Find Yourself. You go back to main here. First, you want to add the image source city, and the size is already adjusted because I didn't go back and reset everything. So if you go to the next section here, B, and let's say for example you add text draw. If you add text draw, then it should implement the text you wrote under the text tab and add content. You control the size of the text by doing that, by controlling the size aspect. Obviously, you can position it and all that stuff. Now you can change the font by adjusting the font tab. So if you increase it, it changes the font for your text. So let's see which one we can use here. Even adds numerical in text, which is pretty cool. I like this one for now. Now you can also, adjust the letter stretch to make it a little bit different. The letter rotation. That looks pretty cool. And you can also add a glitch to your text, which is pretty cool as well, as you can notice. Bring some liveliness to your text here as well, some separation. So yeah, this is one thing you can add as well, and you can also add for example the audio shake to this, not the ASCII, sorry, the audio shake. So now when I play it, let's see what else. Blooming, you can add blur, or one thing I like is the frame blur actually. So as you can see, when the text moves and stuff, it adds a sort of blur type effect to it as well, which makes it a bit more interesting. I'm just giving you guys an idea of the type of effects you can use. Now there's a ton of effects. I'm not going to go over every single one of them. It's pretty easy to implement them, as you can see. But yeah, so in my opinion, this really makes FL Studio a much more attractive digital audio workstation overall. For example, let's say you want to start promoting other people's music as well. For example, channels like Trap Music or Trap City, Majestic Casual and stuff like that. You can really do that now using FL Studio as well. And obviously to make your own songs much more interesting. Yeah. So anyways, I hope you're able to learn something from this tutorial. I'm also going to write a blog post, I think, about this. So I'll have that linked in the description soon. And yes, so see you guys for the next video. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment down below or send me an email. See you guys.